everybody. My name is Kelly Sherman-Conroy, and I'm the Minister of Social Justice for Children, Youth, and Family Ministry here at Nativity.
Hi, and I'm Kyle Soderberg. I am a deacon intern and the facilitator of community engagement. We've been working a lot together lately, and I've really appreciated all the strides we've made on trying to bring our community together.
Yeah, I think it's really something good for us to be doing, considering how much our community around us is changing, right? And when we do that, when we look at how much our community is changing, I think it's important to look at how we reach out to that community that's changing.
Yeah, I agree. It's been hard trying to figure out how to do things different, but I think we need to step up our level of creativity to match the uncertain and brand new times that we're in.
Yeah. Which then makes us look, I think, at how we do service in our community. What does that look like? And it is changing. Even the organizations, I think, that we work with are adapting to how they serve the community and what their needs are.
Yeah, I've heard you say several times, it's almost like a new way of doing ministry.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I think that's the great thing, because when we learn and we read about Christ, right, that his ministry was always adapting, always changing with the people that were around him, right? And the same with the disciples. It was always changing. And so it's a great model for us to follow. And what's even awesome, I think, is how much our youth and our children and their families have been doing work in the communities during this time. Even though we haven't been together, people are still doing things.
Yeah, I agree with you. I know the outreach volunteers have been super active, and I have a lot of respect for them for not only being brave, but being safe, and figuring out how to do these new ways of ministry together. And also, just to reflect what you were saying, something I love about Jesus is he always meets people where they're at. And I want to be the type of leader at Nativity that continues to meet people where they're at and then bring them together. And I'm wondering, with the work that we do together with children, youth, and families, social justice and advocacy, and outreach, how do you think we can continue to do that, bringing people together?
I think a lot of that is sharing our stories of what we're doing in the communities. And like I said, I think so many of us are doing so much in our communities to serve and to not only bring Christ, but bring Christ through our actions. And I think we can learn from not just the adults, but we can learn from the children and the youth. And their voices are just as strong, and they're active. And if we look at all the stuff that's happening in our communities, it's a lot of youth-led movements, and I think we can grow in ministry from learning from each other and recognizing that all ages, right, can create change, can be positive role models in the community for anybody.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that's a great point. I really do see us coming together as one community in Christ, at Nativity, inside and outside the walls of this building. And I think the only way forward is really to realize that we can all learn from each other, and we can all support each other, and we can all love each other, no matter where we're coming from, what we bring to the table, or what we have to offer. And I really do appreciate you as a person, as a member of staff on this community, and all the hard work and generosity you have for everybody that you come in contact with.
I appreciate that. The more that I've worked with you has been, I've learned so much from you, and I hope that the rest of the community is able to learn that. You've been a part of the Nativity community for a long time, but you're in you're in a new role, but the gifts that you bring and becoming a deacon is really lifting us up, especially in the community, as how we're changing. I think you are an amazing leader to have at Nativity, which is really great because it shows us that our staff can adapt to what is happening. So we're trying to be as creative as we can in the times of how do we reach people, and how do we do this so that everyone feels included. And I think that it's the power of stories. Part of what we're doing is we have to tell our stories, and we have to tell the stories of what's happening in our communities and to see the change that we're doing. The building may be closed, but the church isn't. And I think that's because we are so active in our communities that ministry, that the way we serve people is ever changing.
Yeah, I agree. And I think it's important now, probably more than ever, to figure out how we continue to evolve as a community. And I know as someone that works with the outreach teams, really trying to support their self-empowerment to figure out what this looks like moving forward.
And you know, the same with children, youth, and family ministry. Everyone is very busy in our communities. We may not have been able to worship and be together in person in a lot of ways, but as a community here at Nativity, we are really active in what we do, and we can learn a lot from what we're doing.
I agree with you. We're a very active community, doing a lot of things virtually and also in person, service, advocacy, pastoral care, sharing our stories. The list goes on. And I think it'd be really cool if we could share some of those stories today.
So let's take a listen and see what our community has been doing over these past few months.